I would like to be remembered as a great piece of ass. I love tattooing. It's been very good to me. You know, it's opened many doors. The problem I have right now is that the field has changed, and there's this misconception that everyone and anybody can do it. And the reality is that tattoo shops right now are the new record stores. Kids aren't buying records, but everyone wants a tattoo. They want to hang out in a tattoo shop and think it's cool, and it's still a business. That's fine and all, but you know, I'm 47. I've been doing it for nearly 25 years now. And I've done everything I wanted to do with tattooing. And now is the second phase where I have to challenge myself visually with art. The Queen falls into my work of sin and salvation, redemption and damnation, because she's loved and loathed in equal measure. Certain people look at her as almost saintly, and others virtually vilify her. I think throughout her reign, she's appeared quite human in a way, rather than taking the private coach or whatever that they're given. That she takes economy. You know, she eats her lunch out of a Tupperware. She loves her gin. Me too.
Oh, these days seem so far away when I want even off the way I've gone. Back then when I hadn't seen nothing.
If the Queen were the Queen today, you know, like Prince Harry, or as I call him, Prince Hot Ginge, you know, he's rubbing up against girls in Vegas, and you know, everyone's like, yeah. So I think if the Queen were this, you know, it wouldn't be surprised if she had a tattoo or a little more aware of her appearance, like most kids are today. And so I thought this is one way to capture her through a contemporary context. You know, and she can look at it and go, damn, I was hot. I kind of get the gist that I'm viewed much the way a chef looks at a short order cook. That, oh, he's a tattooist, he doesn't really know what he's doing, this, that, and the other thing. And I don't necessarily want to just churn out the same work over and over again and just to be a one-trick pony. I mean, I was trained as an illustrator, and then I found out that the people that I wanted to work with in illustration were a bunch of cocksuckers. So I didn't do that. The hard part that I don't like is when some motherfucker says that, oh, I could do that, and they don't pay the rent for a studio, they don't invest in supplies or the fabrication of a piece of work, but yet they have a fucking opinion about it and that they could do it, and yet they don't do it. And that really fucking annoys me. I've even shooed people away from my work or told them to go fuck themselves. And, you know, because I don't necessarily want that person buying my work. I guess that's where that myth of Henry Haight being kind of comes through. But I think for me that, you know, that this is something that I've virtually put my balls on the chopping block. And I guess it would be like someone poking fun at, you know, someone's kid. It's, you know, you get instinctively, you put your back up because that's your life's blood. So for me, it's a natural reaction, but not that I go around galleries shooing people away from my work. You know, all it takes is one buyer to go, you're it, you're the next one. And not that I think that my work is any better than anyone else's, but you know, I just want to do what I do and stay true to that, rather than try to do something just for the sake of getting into a gallery and then only making that. Because, you know, doing tattooing for 20 years, you're not really challenged anymore. And And right now, what I'd like to do with my art is to challenge myself to what I want to say and show people how I see the world. And if a dialogue is created from that, then my job is done. But, you know, I don't think I'll ever create a piece where there isn't a level of some doubt. Because in the art world, and, you know, in general, there's always going to be people who are going to give their opinions no matter what. That's just a fact, and I have to accept that. Doesn't mean I fucking like it. But with this one, I kind of was toying with the idea of taxidermy and skeletons and money and her, and it was too much, and I didn't like it, so I kind of axed it, and that's my dog. She is the barricade of my creative process sometimes, aren't you? That's the thing about street art, that I get the, you know, the need to want to actually have people see your work, but I can't stand it when someone fucking writes their fucking tag on my door or building. And it's just like territorial pissing. It's like, you know, I don't necessarily blow my partner in their living room and then fling my spunk on their couch. So why would they do that to, you know, it's just like, and they're not really creating anything other than going, hey, I was there. And, you know, who fucking cares? I'd hope that over the span of my life that they could see a cohesive direction of how I was reflecting what I see in the world, and virtually a little more colorful. And now I just want a stress-free life with my partner and dog, and just make some really cool art that sells.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker.